Hi guys, this is Rebecca with our games, and we are back in The Sims 4 today. But um, I'm gonna be doing something different today, as you would know from the title. Um, I know I've said in previous videos that in The Sims, I'm not a builder. I don't care usually about building anything. In fact, the thought of having to build a house for a sim usually annoys me. Because honestly, like, when I've built houses in the past for my Sims, in every Sims game that's been out my whole life when I've played them, I build it for, like, function and necessity, not for, like, comfort or aesthetics or anything, like, logical of what, like, a real human would need in a house. I would literally build every sim I played with. I would build a big rectangle, one room, big rectangle. I'd give them a bed, a fridge, a toilet, and a shower, and like an oven. And that was it, usually. Just kind of randomly spaced out in the same room. That was what I did most of the time when I had Sims. Because even the idea of putting a wall somewhere to divide things with a door was like, ugh, why would I worry about that? They're fine. So, I usually just move people out of houses that are already made, and then I don't care about much past that. When I've tried to build things in the past, in The Sims 4, it's great that they have the thing of pre-made rooms. For people like me, that's awesome. Because I would literally just go down each room, pick one, slap it down somewhere, and then squish them all together. Not even care about them forming any kind of sensical shape. I would just slap them together and be like, cool, I have a functional place for my sim to live. And then forget that roofs even existed, you know, or that the exterior would need to be like painted or anything, you know. I didn't care. I didn't care about that. Because that's just how I've always been. I like casts. I like making sims. I'll spend hours tweaking one sim to look a certain way, or to play with genetics all the time to see what happens if you mix these sims together and like things like that. I'll do that forever. But if you want me to build something, I would rather do anything else in the game. So naturally, someone like me then, you probably wouldn't think would want to do something like a shell challenge, right? But I did. I did one, and I think honestly the only reason I did is because playing the Not So Berry challenge has led me to actually make houses for Sims and care about making them and making them look nice and like trying to decorate them a certain way. And I've never really done that before, and it's kind of nice. It's a nice kind of satisfaction at the end to look at it and be like, this house is nice, and I made it. This is cool. So I figured I was using shells for those as well. I was just finding a shell of a house and then doing the rest, because trying to like shape out a house for me is just like, I don't know, make it a big square, then figure it out. So I appreciate that somebody just makes the outside for me, and I fill it in. That's fine. So what I did was I went on Lilsimsie's page, because I know she does shell challenges all the time. She is a builder in The Sims, a self-proclaimed builder. And she enjoys that more than anything else. So I went through her page and found a shell challenge that she put out for people to do. It was a while back when this one was done. But the unique shape of it called to me. So I decided to do that one, and it was called the Cowplant Justice shell. If you search that or look up Lilsimsie with it, you'll find it easily enough. Um, so I took that shell and decided I was going to make a house. And this is the speed build of that, because it took me, I can't remember if it was just 2 hours or like 2.5 hours, but it took me a long time to do this. And I kept getting distracted by all the things I could click on and build, because I've never fully explored all the different categories in the build mode. So I had to, it took a lot of editing to get it down. But the speed build for that is what you're going to see here. And then I'll kind of talk about it while I'm going through it with you. So this is what the shell looked like when I first got it and put it down on a lot. It's, a strange shape, and the top floor sticks out in a weird way in the back, and for some reason that made me want to do this one. So what I saw with the way it was shaped like that, I thought, oh sure, yeah, a little porch in the front would be great. But I had no idea what kind of like style I was going to try to decorate it or make it look like. I don't even know how to do that with houses, honestly. So I was going in just like, let's just slap in some rooms and see what happens kind of thing, because that's all I know how to do. And as I was trying to do that, I realized I needed to worry about the upstairs, because I have to put a staircase, and that might dictate how I make the rooms anyway. So I was trying to put the staircase in to make it work with being an indoor staircase, so I could figure out the rooms from there. And then my brain told me I didn't have enough space for like good bedrooms. So the ones I make are kind of strange, but I know I see a lot of people that do the houses on the outside first. They like do the landscaping and like the outside and the roofing and everything, and then do all the inside, but I work the opposite way. So I started with the kitchen / dining room area that I decided this was going to be for this house. And I couldn't figure out how to make those upper cabinet things work. They were a pain for me, so I just kind of stopped. And I went with very like neutral colors for this house, because again, I didn't know who I was making the house for at the beginning, and I figured that was the safest option. Just kind of make a very neutral and beigey, but it's kind of nice, because then nothing feels like an extreme. But as I was doing this kitchen and living room, I kind of got the sense this person like entertains a lot. So I put like a bar in there as well. It's like, I feel like one person lives here, one sim, but they entertain a lot, and they have a lot of people over for like parties and hanging out and stuff. So that's what it kind of turned into for me. And I don't know why I feel like I had to have a bedroom on the first floor, because the top floor didn't leave me a lot of stuff for that in my mind. So I made that little bathroom, and then decided that a master bedroom should like connect to it, because sure, like, I don't know. I tried not to make interior rooms like that very often, but I feel like I backed myself into a corner with this one after the way I shaped it. So that's what ended up happening. But, I'm okay with it. I think the person that lives there is also like, that's fine. They just sleep in their bedroom, and that's all the space they had for do anyway. So this area, was like the living room and entertainment kind of place as well. So I was basically just like putting items in and being like, oh, maybe this will look nice here. And then as I was going, I kind of felt a little bit of a style of some sort come together. But yeah, I feel like some kind of like very wealthy person lives here, or like well-off person lives here, and they entertain a lot, those, rich people kind of parties for some reason. I get that feeling. Or they're very like artsy person who's very well off as well. That's just like, gather your friends together to appreciate the fine art kind of thing. I don't know why. That's just how I feel after I made the living room. I was like, ooh, they feel fancy, whoever lives here. So then I made this tiny little bedroom, and I was like, oh god, the bed's the only thing that pretty much fits in here very well. But this feels like the kind of person where that's all they really care about doing in the bedroom is just sleeping there. My goodness. My cat is losing her mind in here, so if you hear that, that's her. Kitty, okay? Okay, so then upstairs, I made the big main room was kind of like a study skill area. They've got their little desk and computer, and then I kind of ended up putting in a lot of random like skill building things in that room. And I don't know, I feel like the upstairs is either like nobody goes up there, or it's like where a roommate would stay, or just the guests or something, because it feels different to me than the bottom floor. So it could be a roommate, could be when a guest stays over, you know, I'm not sure, but I had room for like a little single bed and stuff, so I was like, well, you know, another bedroom if somebody feels so inclined to stay here. And again, I kept everything very neutral. But it could also just be a nice area for this person to do all their skill building, and maybe they work at home, and it's nice to have a whole separate floor for your work, and then you live downstairs. So yeah, I put in just a little bit of exercise stuff, the computer, and then the chess table, books, and then there's a bathroom up there, obviously. Gotta have at least one on each floor, right? And, yeah, and the thing I learned from doing this is how much I hate trying to make roofs for houses in this game. I did enjoy decorating the front, like, patio deck area, because that also feels like maybe at night during the summer they hang out there with their friends when it gets dark and eat some things and just kind of hang out and chill outside. It feels like a little hangout area as well. And I don't usually make things like that for my Sims. But I made such a huge patio, I feel like I had to do something with it. So now I'm starting to decorate the outside, and then I think, yeah, I do the roof next, which this roof was a nightmare. I hate trying to make roofs in this game. It was so annoying. That's why I always made big squares, so that if I did put a roof on it, all I had to do was like slap one of those on top and just like stretch it and be like, cool, got it. This one was such a pain to do, especially because I don't really know how to do them well or, you know, correctly or anything. So it was just like, I got it all covered, right? That's all I care about right now. I tried to make it look somewhat good, but, you know, it's got a roof. That's all that really matters, isn't it? And then after I get done with that, I actually do a lot more landscaping stuff than I've ever done for a house before. Because you know, I'm trying to try a lot of new things. I'm trying to step out of my norm and comfort zone of stuff. And I'm like, I'm already building a house. I might as well try to do some landscaping stuff to make it look a little fancier, nicer. Like, these people care about gardening and looking nice on the outside too. So I did more of that than I've ever done before, which probably isn't a whole lot for a lot of people, but it felt like a lot for me. So, and I like the way it looks. I think it turned out really nice. And I was just trying to make it look like the house has been there a while and somebody's lived in it. So, yeah, this was my shell challenge I did with one of the Lilsimsie shells. And frankly, I really like how it turned out. I'm not sure what or who I'm going to use this house for, but I like it. You know, it feels fancy. It feels nice, and, you know, maybe a sim at some point will fit this house in my view and I'll let them live there. But, you know, that's what I've got for it. it was an experience for sure. It was a couple hours and uh, a headache for me to do, but at the end of it, it was really cool to see and look at and just kind of appreciate. Kind of like I do with my Sims, just being like, hey, I made this look nice. I made something here. So even if I made mistakes or didn't do certain things, I still did it. So it was cool for me. And there might come a time in the future where I try to do more of these. I don't know if that's something that people want to see. You can let me know. I enjoyed it. It was a nice learning experience and just experience for me in general. So, it's fun. I won't do it all the time, for sure. But, I liked it. That's something new to try. It was cool. So, thank you for watching. And if you want to see any more games or videos from me, you can subscribe. I try to upload 3 days a week, but I usually always at least get 2. And again, just thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.